The Imaxit YouTube platform. I'm your host, JD. If you're new, please do consider liking, sharing, and definitely subscribing to the platform. And massive respect to all of the individuals that have subscribed and became a member of the platform. All right. Yes, this one will be another short video, but I think I am going to try my best to get over all the actual topics. So we're gonna do some Reggae Boyz recap. Yes, because we have a lot of games played right across the English region, and also some from my region as well, because Suriname had players played, and obviously Suriname had some things towards their backroom staff that I wanted to talk on as well. So hopefully I can get this to stretch at least close to maximum half an hour. I don't know much battery life I have on my phone. Very sorry. I know that I'm in house and you guys are going to say, oh, you're not going to use the computer. No, I'm still doing some things on my computer. Once it's done, you guys are going to love it. So I'm working on that. All right. Yes. So those are the things that I have. And I think around 30 minutes can help this battery. All right. After that, the battery might just go somewhere else. All right. Yes. Bless myself, Jason Guna, Joseph Brown, Vacation Phone, how you doing, man? Lamar, how you doing? Massive respect. All right. So let me run through the Premier League first, where we can actually talk about Leon Bailey and Aston Villa, because Aston Villa and Leon Bailey kind of let me down. Yes, but anyways, we are going to give Leon Bailey his flowers, but not so much Aston Villa, because Aston Villa have dropped off like a big stone, people. All right? Yes. Aston Villa have dropped off like a big stone. All right? All right, so Aston Villa, all right, the villains, people, another bad result, I would say, against Manchester United. Some would say that Manchester United is all of a sudden they are top tier back again. I do believe that it's a credit to the manager that came in, new guy, Michael Carrick. He was always a figure around Manchester United, galvanized the guys them. Also, I thought that a lot of referees' decisions aided in this long stretch of them winning games. They are not as dominant as what the results would say. You understand me? But they are competitive. So let me give them credit. They are competitive. And obviously some decisions, really, referees' decisions take them over the edge. In my opinion, if you watch the games and you come to a different conclusion, I have no problem. But anyways, they came up on Aston Villa. The villains needed them not to win this game because they're on the same amount of points, right? And the villains went out there, had everything their way, to be honest, everything their way, and looking solid to me. And then it's another game that I would say that referee decisions really kind of favored Manchester United. But at the same time, I still believe that they have rode their own luck. So if they never presented themselves in those areas, they wouldn't have actually gotten it. So let me not take away anything from them, man. 3-1, and they got that win, and they put themselves in third position and clear third position as well, 54 points. Liverpool on 49, we're going to come to them as well. All right, so Manchester United, nobody expected this, and they're in that position. All right, you Williams, big up yourself, thanks for being here. Davan, massive respect. Orion David said, man, them bad minding local trash. I don't know. I don't know. Think nobody bad mind anybody. We're talking about football in general, just for a short period as well. So you might just miss it. All right. Yes. So nobody expected Manchester United to do this. And to be honest, they have done it. So let me give them some credit. All right. Marlon King said, Bailey give away a goal that cost Villa the game. well, I would say that Manchester United presents themselves in position, and it works out for them. They took the risk. Since City game, they took the risk, and they never looked back. We have to give them credit. All right. Yes. Starboy Knight, big of yourself. Thanks for being here. Man and King, I watched the game and I watched the game, Big Boss. But I talked on Aston Villa itself and not just Leon Bailey. And then I said I'm going to come to Leon Bailey. But clearly, you never joined the video early. All right? You never joined the video early, so you never knew that I was talking about two different situations. Because remember, we have to talk about Premier League, then we talk about the player in question, which is the Jamaica Reggae Boy. Yes, that's what I said I was going to do, but you never listened at all. All right. Aston Villa coach overhyped? No. Unai Emery, good evening. Good evening is not overhyped. I think he always did better than the squads that he had. Even at Arsenal, he did better than the squad that he had. He always overperformed. Brother, that man might be one of the best managers to ever coach football. We have to give that dude credit, you know, man. That guy is in a year with Pep Guardiola getting everything that he wants, and majority of the big managers them getting everything that he wants, and he still wins more than everybody else except Pep Guardiola. So I think we have to give him some credit, man. We have to give him some credit, blood. I don't think Aston Villa is still in that second tier team that's trying to break into the first tier team. You get me? And injuries have never done them well. So that is something to talk on. All right. Yes. So give good evening his credit, man. All right. I think good evening is better than Arteta. That's what I'm telling you. All right. He never got any chance at Arsenal. We have to look at that as well. And he did well. Remember, the one trophy that Arteta won is literally his trophy. You understand me? But yet still he ain't good. Oh my God. The coach was furious. Bailey is done. Gave away 1 goal and never tracked back. All right, you have Lansdy. Why you guys want to fight before I even got to the Liam Bailey part? That's all I talked about Aston Villa. I was hyping up Aston Villa, blood. All right, so stop being extreme, blood. Let me give Aston Villa their flowers and the coach their flowers, then we move on to Leon Bailey. All right, I know that you guys want to beat Leon Bailey bricks. All right, he has these runs as a coach where his team struggling in league, but in one-off game he's a tactical genius. No, he still did good, Jason. The man take average teams and put in the top 4 or top 6 in all leagues. So give him little cocoa juice, you know. all right. So let me just go to the Premier League and give you some updates and to the rest of them. Who you guys had at the worst performance for the week? Boy, oh boy. So Burnley 0-0 with Bournemouth. Sunderland lost to Brighton, so Brighton continues their winning ways. Arsenal got a 2-0 victory over Everton. Second half, what am I talking about second half? The last 10 minutes of the game, Arsenal came to life. The last 10 minutes. First half, Everton should have been 2-0 up. I don't know if it's Obi or Arsenal has in that goal. I don't know, but something Arsenal has, either Madnik or Obia. I don't believe in those stuffs, people, but I tell you, blood, I am starting to believe, all right, because this Arsenal team ain't that good, blood, but they kept winning games. You're gonna hear these magician results. You can't believe. I don't know how this is possible. So anyways, but we're going to get to Arsenal. We're not going to eat an Arsenal because they're winning games. They are not taking a 500 million shots, dominating games, and then draw or lose the game. So let me give them credit, regardless if it's their Obia man or whoever giving them the wins. It is somebody giving them the wins, all right? Yes, Newcastle, 1-0 win over Chelsea. Good win for Newcastle. West Ham, Man City, an embarrassing game. All right, this game could have ended 15-0 and it ended 1-1. Not making any sense. If you watch the game 15 times, you can't. If they play 65 more times, West Ham don't get a goal out of the game and they conceded 15 goals. But for some reason, West Ham ended up 1-1 in this game. I don't know if it's just weak, City got weak, but you can't even say that because they created the damn chances, them, but didn't score the damn goals. Yeah, so embarrassment. Leeds, Crystal Palace. 0-0. Manchester United, we just spoke on that one. 3-1. Forest, Fulham 0-0. And Liverpool embarrassing draw with Tottenham 1-1. All right, thought Liverpool would have relegated Tottenham, but they decided that they're going to keep them in the league. All JPL teams. All right. So that was all the results there. Let me go on the championship side. Championship. All right. City didn't create enough clear chances. West Ham defended well. They created enough clear chances, Jason. I watched the games. I watched both the games. Talk about your Obia team. That's what you need to talk about. You realize I've avoided that side. Have the Obia-ness that Arsenal working. Because I've never seen professional football player kick ball out of goal. Literally in the goal that they should score. Block goals. And just literally just miss their foot in front of goals. I can tell you 7 to 8 instances this season where in which that happened in Arsenal game. So at this point, I start believing, see, the Obeman they're fixing these games, because they're not playing that good to make people do these things. But you know what? I am not gonna. I can show you all of that proof, But they're gonna say I'm a hater, so let me leave it alone. Let me continue with my show. All right, I'm not here to fight with anybody. All right. No, I think Malik is back. I saw him start posting, and I saw him make some benches and stuff. And I saw him got game, so I think he's just trying to recover from injury. But yeah, I will do more investigation. All right, JD, no Guzo. All right, so let me just go to the championship. Jason trying to avoid the Hobiam and them. Because he can't explain none of these things that happen in the Arsenal games. All right? Yeah. Yes. He came back and I saw him that he's getting some games. The stats are out there. What stats is out there? Obiaman stats? I need to go back to Jamaica to find the Obiaman stats because I never know that it existed. So Wrexham, again, another 2-0 victory. Wonderful from Wrexham. Southampton defeated the flying Coventry 2-1. Middlesbrough 1-1. Oxford 1-1. And as you know, we have a lot of Jamaicans in this mix. All right. In this mix. All right. So let me just give you who played. All right. So we have our boy Campbell, Bell. So those are the two starters for Jamaica. Lee Bourne should possibly can play for Jamaica as well. Yeah. That was it on that side. And that was it because Greg Lay is injured. Anderson is over on loan. Yes. So only two directly featured. All right. I've watched the game and you say what you want to say, Dan. All right? Yes. I said what I said, so I am not going to fight with you. You said what you said. People go and watch the game. All right? Leicester, Birmingham 1-1, and then Leicester 3-1. All right? Yes. So this one started off good for Leicester. All right. Bless up, Dirty Harry. Thanks for being here. Everyone, make sure to smash the like button, share, and subscribe. So Jordan James scored early on in this game, 14 minutes. All right. Then QPR came back. T-Dexter, big up yourself. Guys, remember, I'm only aiming for 30 minutes in the blood. All right. But my battery is keeping up. It's on 48. And when I started, I was on 50%. So 48 to 50, and I did 40 minutes. So the calculation is I might be close to around 40%, when if I can go to an hour, All right. So that's good. So 1-0, 1-0, they were leading 40 minutes. Then they conceded Arville, scored 1-1. All right. then an own goal in the 58th minute, 2-1, and then Ronnie Edwards in the 58th minute. Another scratch off. Big of yourself. Thanks for being here. All right. We're gonna have the discussion for Jamaica, but let me talk about the games and set the stage for Jamaica, because we have to set everything. Jamaica is kind of secondary to the reasoning, because you have to talk about the games and the leagues that they are playing in, and then we put Jamaica players at the back and we just take the show. So let me speak on the show, no, man. All right. So anyways, no, because I've realized something. So in this game, they have a good amount of players here. Chadbury, he came back as well, so that is good. But they have a lot of players out. Begovic, Ramsey, Sauter, Christiansen, and Vestergaard, they are out. All right, we have Burrell out for QPR, so that's another Jamaican that could be in. But at the same time, the 2 goals that they conceded, and they went down 3-1. Because what I was doing, I was calculating, because remember I did a video the other day of Richards, right? I did a video the other day of Richards. He had knees on the field as well, people. He had knees on the field. We did a video the day about Richards, and I was saying, if they give him that respect and stuff, and I've talked about 3 instances. I saw them losing, but it's close losing, like 1-0. 1-0 difference. They don't bring him on. Saw them drawing, they don't bring him on. And I saw them winning by 1, they don't bring him on. I saw them winning at 2, they don't bring him on. So I was looking to see what happened now. And at this rate, what I think, because when it goes up 2, they made 3 substitutions, and then after they made 3 substitutions, right? And then after the 3 in the 61st, so the immediate 3, and then the last 2 in the 78th, they brought on Richards with Ferreira. So those are the 2 they brought on. So and I saw them doing that a few times now, a few situations. So because people always ask me what I think about the stages. So the stages, what I think they have, he's a forward. He's registered as a forward. All right. So you see, if you have a situation that you're trying to get a goal back in the last 10-15 minutes, that's the situation that I saw them trying to bring him in. And that's what I'm going to add to why I think it's not a fair situation. You understand me? Because it's not like Leicester is one of the top tier teams that they're going to dominate and be on the front foot always. You understand me? So even when you're 3-1 down, it's still tough. It's still tough. It's still tough for him to get any true opportunity. All right. I saw people sending things and stuff, but brother, he never did anything on the field, and it was rough for him to do anything on the field. All right. The next teams that they're playing is not teams way below them. No team is below them, so it's hard for them to do anything. To be honest. You get me? Because when I thought that when they brought on more attacking players, they were going to be on the front foot a little bit more. But no, they had to defend, and he had to defend. He had to try defend as well in that same period that he was on. He was not in the attacking third always. No. He had to be defending, and then the distance between defending and trying to attack was too far sometimes. So they had to break so long. They got shut down a lot of the times, blood. All right, so credit to QPR. They weren't laying down. They had a plan, a structure, and they worked with it, and I thought that it worked. All right. In the time that he was on, which is around what? Around 19-20 minutes, because the normal 12 minutes plus extra time, so around 19-20 minutes, included stoppages and stuff. Around 19-20 minutes, minimum 17. All right. But 19-20 minutes, I think, when I'm looking at the overall time that he spent on the pitch, around 19-20 minutes. In real time, real life time, all right? Not the details on the clock. But anyways, QPR, 62% possession for Leicester to 38 to QPR. 14 shots to 9, 2 big chances, and 1-1 saves apiece. Second half, Leicester at 76 possession to 24. All right. One big chance to 6 shot and 4 shots for Leicester. Whisper in 18 minutes. That's what I'm saying, Mirak, and that's why I'm trying to be fair to the kid when I'm talking and telling people that I don't. I know that he claimed that he's going to score goals. You know, those delusional talks that we naturally make because we kind of have an ego about us. Yes, those delusional talks. Yeah, that's why maybe they put him in that positions always and said, okay, score goals. So let me just throw you on when we need goals. You know, because clearly when you need to do the other rest of things, Miraki, it looks like he struggles with it. Like to this level, he might can't stay on the whole the whole 51st minutes because the first 51st minutes you need to keep the flow of the game and the balance to what the coach wants. But in times like when nobody has any true plan and you just need a goal back, they just throw you on. So with limited instruction. And I've kind of always gotten that feeling that most of the local players them that goes into these stronger situations, they kind of only get played in limited instructionless roles, you know? So it's hard for people to trust them too as well because that is football in education. You can say they are fast, strong, kick the ball and bust the net, but you need more than that. You need to have technical ability about yourself and the ability to follow instruction for the whole 90 minutes. So that's what I've always said. People can't trust you because if they feel that your instruction come out of your head in 2 minutes, I think they're not going to give you more games. So I just believe that it's going to be a rough time for him to get full games if it's not sideshow games. You get me? No, Jason, you have to be honest to yourself, man. I saw Musaka, he follows the instruction and he's on the field from the start. So why we come to see him? We come to see him play. We come to see him play, right? And it's like only when nothing are there to do and you have to fight back for something or you're leading 500-0, but we have not seen the 500-0 as yet, so we saw them leading 2-0 and they don't bring him on, so we realize it has to be more than the 2-0, so close to 500-0. And then when you're losing more than 2 goals, those are the instances you're bringing him on, which I don't think it's fair in my my honest opinion, because remember we really want some more time to really evaluate the player, you know, but we can't get any time because they seem to just styling the player, you know, because I truly want to see more time because the longer he's on, I want to see how his brain thinks with situations, you know, but I can't get that time, blood, you know. It's just typical, just put him on to do what he does in Manning Cup, run up and down. You know, I want to see when they have a plan. Because I know that when you're down 2 and you're throwing every caution to the wind, that is not really a plan. You're just going out there and make things work. You know, let me know if you guys agree with me or disagree with me. But I think that these are the situations they're putting him on. And Masuaka he's playing 90 minutes. And 85 minutes and 60 minutes from the start. So what he has, aside from coming from City, and I think he's a better footballer than him, what you don't think he's good enough to even bring him on for starting for one game? You know, like starting, if you truly think that he can score goals, start him for one game, and if he doesn't do anything, then you don't play him. You send him back to Chelsea then. But don't give him 2-2 and 5-5 and 10-10 and sideshow minutes and just say, if you don't do no in the sideshow minutes, then he ain't gonna get any game. I think that is pretty much harsh, blood, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. And I'm not, people said I was cosplaying for him the last time. You know, people don't think I pick up for local players. And I don't think I pick up for local players. But I just think it's fair if you pick the player to come to the club, give him some games, man. You know? Give him some games and stop this foolishness of just some waste minutes, and if he doesn't score a goal, he can't get any more game. Because you know it's going to go now, you know, people. 2 more games played. He's not coming off back the bench again, you know. He's not coming. Or about 60 minutes, and the game is 1-1. Jason, but yeah, well, if that's a situation, if that had happened yesterday, and it's 1-1 when they brought him on, I would say yes. I said yes. That show me that you have some respect for the player. And you think he has the ability. But the times then that you're putting him on, you just show me that, brother, some of the men coming back from injury, some of them not fully well. And anytime, I literally read the letter when they're saying that once the players are here, he can't make the bench. So I'm saying, damn. So you sign the player. People in Jamaica was talking like he's this big deal and they really needed him. And then I have a document here literally saying because everybody is fit in that game, he never made the bench. I read it for you. So that tells me that this sounds like not the best loan deal. So maybe the agent need to really figure out what's going on. Or maybe they knew that it was going to be a tougher situation than what they were selling the public. Because we thought that he would have gotten games. You know? Yes. No Jamaican playing well anywhere. Or Owen Davis. Good morning, Owen. Wonder if it's a fitness. No, look, listen, let me read this for you. This is the paper, the coaching report. Let me read it for you. Because I did read it the last time for you. Let me read it again. So at least, because I put it in this video. All right, so James back. Gray and Richards drop out of the squad. James and Richards dropped out of the squad due to the fact that we have more of our starting players and more senior options to pick. More senior options to pick from. You get me? So they literally said that's the reason why. And then right after that, 2 players injured and then he made back the bench. So this is not we making up stories. This is literally their report, because they have to give report once they're in the press conferences. People write them down, and this is the report. They can go and check it. I am not a propagandist. I don't lie for Jamaicans. That's one damn thing I don't lie for. I go for the instruction, and I just believe that they are not treating him as to what I thought. I thought that they saw him as a good enough talent that they would have given him a chance like Masuaka. It's upside down. Okay. All right. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to post it in my community section, and you guys can copy it off, and then you can go and research it yourself. All right. I will post it in the community section so you can get it yourself. All right. Yes. So Solo, you can get it. I will post it in the community section. It's supposed to be because I don't want to, because I was sending it. Yeah. Let me. All right. Good. Read it yourself. All right. Yes. Because we don't need to hide these things. So that's why I came to my conclusion to say that. Because I remember when the report, yes, Jason, we know that Masuaka is very good. We know that. But remember, Jason, when we had a report, when in Jamaica they were saying that he signed for Leicester. And then we had Fabrizio Romano said, no, the deal is not done as yet. Because they're trying to get Masuaka before they do the deal for Richards, to finalize the deals for Richards. And we are saying what that really means. But you know what? I figured out what that really means. I think that they knew that they would have been fined. So they knew that they couldn't go over the cap. So they wanted to see how much they could get Masuaka for. And once they can close off that loan deal, then they would take Whisper, because Whisper was the 4th player. The 4th player they actually did. So they tried to get Mikel Antonio, everybody else before, and then when they never had no other option, they took Whisper. And that's why it was good that I did that video on that day, you know. Because I said, is this the best deal for this kid? Because it seems like they just force him to go there. And maybe he's not fully prepared. Or they never ready for they never prepared for this kid. So I don't know if this is gonna work out good for him. Like he's not gonna get the game time that he needs to develop and stuff. And that's why I said you should beat agents as well. Because I don't believe that's a good deal. I call it out from the first day. That you can go back to that video. Because when I'm reading it, I'm saying 4 tries for a young kid. That doesn't seem like they want to guarantee him game time. And they're in a tough position as well. So if he doesn't come in and click instant, that's where I think the problem will lie, you know? Yeah, but match day we did read out the information on the first day because they had reports. Every single transaction upon in football clubs overseas, a document is there for it, and we read it. And they told you they were trying to get everybody, and they heard about this kid, and he did play in their region before, and they said he scored goals, and then he gave his interview and stuff. So I'm just hoping that he gets it together. But for me, I am not getting enough game time for me to document anything. And he has not scored a goal, like just a freak out of the world goal, so to guarantee him more minutes. Masuaka have 5 to 6 more goals contribution than him already, and they thought that he was better than him before. So it only reaffirmed their case because he's like a starter, and he just came to the club, and he's 3 years younger because he's 18. Whisper will be 21. You know, so if he's doing everything as a quality player, they knew that he was a quality player, and he can play a position as well, you know, because he can play out at right wing, you know. That's it. That's a surprising thing, people. He can play out at right wing as well. So that makes it more tricky for Whisper to get much more game time than Masuaka and the people that's there before. Because remember, they wanted addition. So that's the situation. So if you don't see him playing much games, people are getting much more minutes. It is solely based off their situation that they have, the situation that they brought players in for, right? And who is performing. And the sad thing is, the next guy that they brought in, which was the main one that they wanted to bring in, he came in and started to perform 55 times better than Whisper. You understand me? So that makes it even more difficult. And then the injury players, them started to come back instant. The changing of backroom staff happened as well. So I think when we are assessing this player, at the first, I'm going to give Jamaican people a lot more excuse. If they use excuse that he never got a true chance because of a lot of situation, I would agree with them. I would agree with him because I really watched this and wanted to see him play. And I saw that everything kept changing around. So I understand people saying that he's not good, he drops off and all of those stuff. I don't think he dropped off. You guys never saw him play professional football before. So can you say him dropped off? He never played professional football. He can run past. Look, when he played 80, did he run past anybody in the 80 game when they subbed him off at halftime? And Liam Bailey was calling him out and saying, me for this and me. He couldn't run past anybody. He couldn't run past big man. It wasn't the truth. You guys watch him play Manning Cup and thought that would have translated instant. No, he doesn't run past people at high level football. That never happened. So the story that you guys are making up, yes, he came into the Concacaf region, which is the Concacaf Caribbean region, which is a dog crop region. You get me? So you guys I think you put too much pressure on the player because you guys saw him did something in the Manning Cup and thought that it would have translated in the world level football. People, these guys are machine. They are working overnight. They are ridiculously fast, ridiculously strong. It's not going to translate so easy. He has to go out there and fight in those machines as well and use his natural ability with the added machine ability that matched up with the other guys them, and then that's how you get the over the top. Look at Ronaldo. When you see Ronaldo them working out, they're working out harder than the normal human being them. So when that means they're extra special. So we have to get to the machines and leave out calisthenic foolishness and go and work hard like the other people and just try to get an opportunity. He got a good amount of minutes this time, but it's a poor situation they put him in. So let's see if they can actually trust him earlier, which I don't think so. That I don't think that's going to be the case. I don't think that's going to be the case because every time he plays, he seems like an individual player than a team player. And I think Leicester needs more team player. So every single time he plays, I think you're going to see 2 more games. He doesn't get in a game because it might need more individuality more than the isolation, trying to trick shot, trying to take on people. Yeah, I think that has to be cut out for now because he's not the star as the Manning Cup level. So he has to come down at, a couple notch and then after work himself back into that position. He tired out on the wing, tired out the wing back. JD, I don't tired out which wing back. Oh, you remember when we sub him off? Then Mr. Butler came out and said he tired out the wing back when it wing back continues and him came off. Okay. That makes perfect sense. JD, you think speed about being whisper for next? I don't know what Mr. Speedham will do. I don't know what Mr. Speedham will do. I need to do more research on how the squad can be constructed. But don't be surprised if you see a lot of players that you don't think deserve to make it. And it's solely based off who he can get on the day or who he can get his point across. Because to be honest, coaching is all about getting a point across. You get me? It's got all about getting a point across. So if he feels like he can get his point across to 4 more Cavalier players, you will see 4 more Cavalier players in the team, regardless of what he's telling you. Because remember, you still need people to carry out your instruction. So I know that we're pundits and we have the pile pressure on people, but I know that that's how coaching goes. So don't be surprised you see him pick 4 local players and they're in his team and we lose our brain cell. But I think that is possible. I just believe that I'm just hoping that he can get the quality out of them when he brings those guys to mix with other guys them. But I think he's going to do that because remember it's hard to get over superstars, and you're a nobody, because Mr. Speed is a nobody to the players them in Jamaica national team, the real players them. And you can't get a point over to nobody to big superstars, When you're a nobody, you have to have something to back up for you to get your point across. And I don't think he had gotten the time. He didn't get any game time with these players, so he can't get his point across to them. So for me, I strongly believe that he's going to have people in the team to try carry out his messages. So whether they play in the games, but I think you're going to have 2-3 guys that respects him and try to get into the other guys' head and stuff. You're going to have that, and you're going to have coaching staffs trying to get the guys them on board and all of those stuff. But I think that's the only way Jamaica have a chance to get a result, is to get everybody on board to believe in what he's saying, which I think is going to be a tough thing, because it's hard for them to just jump up and believe in things, because previously, even with Topper Whitmore, previous national players kicked off with him about the knowledge of what he has on football. You understand me? So all of those things come in handy. All right. Yes. Left Bailey. I think Bailey is still needed. Remember, Jamaica doesn't have the level of footballers. The problem is, we don't talk in continuity. We talk in isolative pockets. Oh, left Bailey. No, Richard Green. When I said nobody, Mr. Speed is a nobody to the players. Then Mr. Speed is a nobody to Leon Bailey. When I said nobody, Richard Green, why you just always in your feelings of blood? God damn, man. I simply meant he's a nobody on the level of Jamaican players them. Like the proper players them, the first 16 players, he never played against a player like that in his entire career. Messi is old and 150 years old. He never played against a current high-level player. He never coached in a high-level game. Come on, Richard Green, man. Sometimes we need to come out our feelings, man. Mr. Speed is a nobody to Mikel Antonio, Ethan Pinnock, Leon Bailey. Of course. Come on, man. Yo, yo, sometimes unless me alone and do them something to Jesus Christ, man. I needed to explain that, Richard Green, man. Come on, man. So I'm just saying that will be the toughest thing. And I think he's not, because he has an ego problem, and because he knows that's going to be the case, he has to bring players on that is his players. And then the coaching staff have to help him as well. So you're going to have players there, coaching staff there, trying to make sure they get the players, them and him on the same level. That's going to be the most difficult thing for Jamaica. So you're going, whether it's going to cost the team, I don't think so, because that there was 3-4 spots, and King is one of those players. Skinny said, I don't see even Whisper or Dixon in his team. The good thing is none of them playing well. So that means if he doesn't pick them, it's easy, you know? Big up yourself, Gary Paul. Thanks for being here. That's why he played those 2 crap games. Yeah, because maybe he wants to see players that he thinks that can jump over the wall for him. Remember, it's a coaching thing, you know? So if you have to influence people in these rooms. And people, I'm telling you, blood. Give Jamaicans and the all JP. No, I think they know that they can't beat. They know. Remember, we just see off. Off. All right, so people, let me find a JPL website. Thank you for the comment. JPL website. Because the other day the JPL team played. And you have the man rubbed me out, guys. Rubbed me out. Said I don't like Jamaican players and I fight against Jamaica always. And all me just want is a bunch of foreign man in the team and all sorts of stories. And then he came to tell me that Mount Pleasant will beat LA Galaxy in Jamaica. So I told him, yes, I am going. I love you give me a definitive answer. Not twist around him. Say Mount Pleasant that beat again because them scam Mount Pleasant with the passports and all sorts of things. So I said I'm gonna do the game. I'm gonna do the game just for that one human being. So let me make sure to put Mount Pleasant LA Galaxy because I want him to turn up because for some reason there have never been a Jamaican team or a Jamaican not good at something and the next team is just better or the next person is just better. That never existed to mankind because when the earth created, it created Jamaica first and then everyone else after, and Jamaica invented everything, even the things that other people invented, still Jamaica invented it. Because the level of ego some of these people have, it's sickening. And this is what holds a lot of our people in the world, but we're going to stay in football and footballers to reach the next level. Because if these are your parents and this is how they think, I can tell you from now, you have nowhere going. Because in order for you to grow, you have to know what you need to grow on. If you think you don't need anything to learn, there is nothing more left to learn. Does that make any sense to any sane human being? If you go outside and talk certain ways, man, you think LA Galaxy listen to no... When some of you guys talk, and then you come and tell people you don't have subjects or you don't have degree. Brother, what you need for to sell the degree and go buy some sense and just have a bag of silver in your house. Brother, I want to sound stupid, blood. These guys, even the other day, a man sent me a clip of CC on a radio. And the man just, CC for 5 years. The man on the whole world I walk around. Not because people born a foreign means them better than Jamaican. And that argument starts from me and him on a program. And I'll know in 5 years, a man that says him have all the education on earth, CC failed to understand that the statement that we made was just solely because the man them never just born a foreign. the higher level of production is there for those individuals to consume it from early, and then that's why they're better than majority Jamaican. Just like how majority Americans are better than majority Jamaicans in football, because they're privy to information early, they're privy to start earlier, and knowledge is key. But it's the man and brains. The man and brains. Big up yourself, Dujuan. Hope everything is all right. The man and brains, brother. The man and brains just lack in them so-called false greatness. I am surprised that all of these guys are not trillionaires and everybody else in the world suffering. But you know what's going to go? Everybody else in the world will be trillionaire. And all of them suffering. You know why? Because they don't know nothing. Their ego blocks them from learning anything. It's powerful in a man that can turn up and say he doesn't know that thing. It's powerful. So CC and all of you dudes, it's powerful to tell somebody that they don't know it. You know what will happen? They will provide an avenue for you to get the help you need. When you act like you know everything, that's when people put you to the front of the line and you fail 95% of the time. Why you think that happened to Jamaican players so much? Because they were sold as already finished product and nobody sits down with them and work with them. So that means they are going into the starting 11 and then get thrown out of the starting 11 because pretty much them have no knowledge and nothing at all. Because really and truly, they are at the back of the line in talent and actual knowledge. But because of their ego, force strike them and then send them back straight to Jamaica. That's how 99% of Jamaicans footballers reach back to Jamaica. Because they think that they have to tell a lie to be bought into a team. And by the time people figure them out, they have no chance to stay there. So sometimes in life, man, be honest to yourself, man. If you don't know a thing, a big man can turn up and say, I don't know it. Give me the time to research it. Look how much time I come here to a commenter and I said, I don't know it. Give me the time to research it. Yeah, man, bruh, it's rough. So anyways now, that guy, based on me, always talk in a more factual basis. He said that I am something to Jamaica, like I'm a fight against the Jamaica and also the foolishness, you know. And no, he said it was the 10 players that never got their license, their pass to America. So what I'm going to do now, people, because I've always had facts in it. You know my phone full of facts, don't? You want me to break out this for you guys? You want me to break something, make it drop down? And I can show you that I am almost certain that one of those players, Concacaf never had nothing to do with it. Because one of those players already got called up for Jamaica national team. And because he couldn't enter USA, that's the reason why he never made Jamaica national team. And I was batting for that player. And that's what I heard directly from the people that selected him. He couldn't get to play because he couldn't guarantee a visa. So you see that has nothing to do with Concacaf. You want me to just tell you the name of the players as well? So before you come up with the lies, at least do some research, blood. I don't know what happened to the 9 other players. But I know that a lot of times Asians struggle to get into America. I've done 3 tournaments and I have youth 15 players can't go into America. Youth 17 players can't go into America. So with the Jamaican that I know can't enter America and the actual Asians them that have trouble to go into America, I don't think that have nothing to do with Concacaf. So sometimes people, when you hear them talking and making stories up, it's like because they're failure in themselves, they have to make up story for somebody else because it remains that it's Jamaica, the great place, and not the individual that works hard is the great person. And that's what I've always fought against. Leon Bailey's great, not Jamaican footballers great. Usain Bolt is a great runner, not Jamaican runners are great. You understand me? Bob Marley is a great artist. Because what we do is to take away people's hard work and plaster it on our failures. Because most of us that does these things are failures. And we just want to plaster it on it to cover up our failures. So most of them that overhype Jamaica, they are the failures. I can say that Usain Bolt is one of the greatest runners. You know why? He is. Shelley and Fraser, one of the greatest runners. She is. Leon Bailey, top footballer. Ricardo Gardner, top footballer. But Jamaica don't produce footballers on a high level. So I don't believe that Jamaica have any talent to compete with nowhere else. Until we can get the same amount of infrastructures as everybody else, then we can compete. Because God never made Jamaica first. Simple. So the other people are doing it because Brazil was naturally good at football. Then Spain and other countries start to put the same facilities, send to Brazil to inspect what they are doing and put their game plan together. And then Brazil ain't that dominant in football anymore, right? So what do you think caused that? The great Brazilian greatest footballers them stop being born. So you see, people, that's what I'm saying, rational thinking. It's a powerful thing. So all of the great Brazilians that we had, they stopped being born. Right, they stopped being born because that's the only reason why Brazil not dominating football now. Right. No, it's been education. Brazil stuck on them just want to... No, I'm talking football, Skillish. So if you listen to my reasoning, I'm just trying to educate one person, but I realize a lot of people follow them. So I'm trying to show you that it's happening right in front of our eyes, but we're not seeing it. Because Brazil was the greatest thing when we were growing up. And now what happened to Brazil now? Even the other day, I was reading something, Memphis Depay. JD, why do you think Jamaica is world beater in track and field, but struggling in football? Richard Green, you can ask that, Richard Green, the same thing that we talk about every day. Education. Jamaica have some of the brightest football running coaches. Some of the brightest, the most knowledgeable track athletes. So you can ask that. So you can ask that, Richard Green, when you hear every track athlete speaks and every coach. And no, let me take out that because me don't like to believe anybody speak in Jamaica on Jamaicans. I don't believe it. When I heard Michael Johnson speak on the coaches in Jamaica, yes, they are some of the most talented coaches, meticulous in their details. So I heard other people that I know is one of the greatest runners, the greatest coach, telling me that we have some of the greatest Jamaican coaches. I have not heard that in football as yet, Richard Green. Because you know why? We have not done anything in football. So that's the reason why we can't get it as yet. But it's always education. Football and athletics. No, but Girlz, we can't take away the education, Girlz. Because I think that if we had the coaches and the infrastructure, I think that we would have been better at football, Girlz. I actually believe that. And that's my point, you know. So if we know that's why we can't fix it, why we can't fix it? Look, I know Girlz's statement will come back in important. Because track and field is an individual thing. And coaches and football is under regimes that's controlled by bodies. I think that's the difference. So if the narrative is, oh, we have to coach 55 players, we're gonna pick those 55 players. We're not gonna assess the whole talent pool. It's a little bit different. So it's harder for football to catch up when the football determined by who is actually in charge. When you go and run for a school at Champs, everybody see you. Everybody see you before even the people know how fast you are. Then you get to go to foreign meets before you even get called for Jamaica. You go to different classics outside Jamaica, so you become bigger before even playing for Jamaica. You can say, oh, but you can play Manning Cup and get seen. I still believe that in Jamaica football, the corruption is a lot more than the track and field. And because it's kind of more individual in track and field, it helps the track and field a lot more than it's actually harm them, because you have more control over yourself than the football inside. You saw how people hold back a lot of footballers. You hear Craig Butler complains about his football. I don't believe Craig Butler, nothing that he speaks, but I know that based on my investigations, a few times I heard statements from people making decisions on some of his players, and they blackball some of his players based off their own feelings. I don't think in track and field you can do that so much, because you get to go to a full meet on your own without no Jamaican guidance. You can make it to meets on your own without Jamaican guidance. And then after you make the Jamaica team, and you pretty well might never make the Jamaica team and still go on one of the meets. So it's harder for players to do that if you don't have the right guidance, and too much all powerful people in position in football in Jamaica. And I think that is what's casting that little development spurt to happen, in my opinion. Too much in your feelings, old people in those positions. You understand me? So they're in a 9.95 is 9.95 everywhere. Scoring 20 goals in the JPL is not the same. Thank you very much, Felix. So if you do the 9.95 outside, especially on a big meet, or then one of the youth classic, the junior youth classic, your school decides they're gonna bring you go there, and you do the 9.95. You don't need Jamaica to come to reach back to the next level. Jamaica will have to find you after you get a contract right there on the spot. You understand me? So it's easier for them to reach places than the football. So I'm hoping that I've explained that. A Trinidad, Jamaica want to get license from a basic school license. Them get, okay. One Love Rasta Gear, big up yourself, thanks for being here. Let me see my battery. It goes down to 42 now, 42, so it's dropping, same, but not as fast. Football leaves too much space for interpretation. That is a great point, Ted Dexter. It has to be on a track that's ratified. Okay, all right. So that's a good argument, Skillish. You see, that's what I said. Sometimes you should let me land with my points, and then we have solid arguments. Yes. So the point is, people. The reason why most teams are better than Jamaican teams is not because they are great. So this is to CC directly, because in CC brains, he thought we were just saying that, everybody with born a foreign is just better. No, foreign had more resources. So more likely, 99.9% of the times, the person of foreign will be better, not because they're just genetically better, CC. So let me use the word genetically better. They are not genetically better, CC, but the learning and what they are exposed to is way more advanced than Jamaica. Hence why they are just naturally better 99% of the times. So if Jamaican had the same resources at the start, maybe they would have been as equally better as them as well. So I'm hoping that CC finally gets this in 5 years, because I can't believe he took that same argument to go on a radio station. All right? Yes. Also, any aspiring coach can go to GC faster and get world-class training and depart that knowledge to their athletes. Well, that is true too as well. Too much egos in football, and it's not just in Jamaica. It's worldwide. Yeah, football driven by ego. Yeah, you could say that as well. But because we're on the subject of Jamaica, that's why I was talking on that subject. But if you want to expand it in a different one. So people, for me, Mount Pleasant, the 20th, so the 19th Jamaica time, Mount Pleasant will play Mount Pleasant will play LA Galaxy. But what I wanted to do is to show you the lineups for Mount Pleasant before the LA Galaxy game. All right, and I want to show you the recent one. if there is a 1% out there, they will try to find them. Yes. I don't, damn, my eyeball kind of getting bad, man. Damn. But because I'm trying to find a JPL site so I can, Jamaica Premier League. So, because I want to give you the starting lineup for Jamaica Premier League. All right, so good. Mount Pleasant versus Mullines. They said this was today. Today. I'm trying to get the lineup for that. So I'm going to go to the Jamaica Premier League. All right. And I'm going to give it I'm going to go back to the LA Galaxy game because I want to show you, you know, the lineups then that Mount Pleasant using comparative to what because they're talking about the 10 players, and I want to tell you that most of these players are the actual starters for Mount Pleasant. So that's why I want to go back to the games to show you. All right, so we're not next games. Where is the score? All right, Mount Pleasant, a good win. All right, so let me see if I'm hoping this website does give me the all right, so this is good. All right, this is good. So Shaquan Davis, Irvin, Ming, Thomas, Phillips, Anglin, Douglas, Johnson, Brown, Biggs, and Owil. Those are the guys that started. All right. So they don't need any passport issue. Irvin, Ming, Chambers, Dyer, Bailey, Jump, Phillips, Owil, Marshall, Edwards, Green, and on the bench, Bradford, Brown, Campbell, Davis, Nugent, Douglas, and Dennis on the bench. So knowing that they have the next game, you know, knowing that they have the next game and they have the 10 players out, why did Irvin, Ming, Anglin, Phillips, Brown, why those players played in that game? Why they never sub those players and just use the other guys then? So the story is, and then Marshall came on, Marshall, Campbell, Green came on, all right, Daly, McIntosh. So you so much players played in the same, because they want to win. But Mirak, my point is, it's the same damn players playing today as the player played the week against LA Galaxy. So if the same players playing bar 2 or 3 players in the rotation, not necessarily only starting, in the rotation, right? Why are you blaming 10 players that's missing to say that that's what cost you the game? Tell me that it would have helped your performance, but don't make it seem like you're better than LA Galaxy and this is what stopped you from winning the game. All right, talk more humble. Talk more humble, you know, and that was my point, because that's why I wanted to go back to these games to show you that it's the same setup, the same core players them playing in every game for Mount Pleasant. So maybe the next team was just better than Mount Pleasant, regardless of who they selected. You understand me? So sometimes we have to learn to give people credit and just build ourselves. That's all my point is. And I want to tell you that I think that LA Galaxy is better than Mount Pleasant. The 2 Asian and Anglin in the middle is a big miss. And Bailey at left back was horrible. All right, so the 2 Asians in the middle and Anglin is a big miss. You genuinely think that Anglin in any level of any high level of football is a big miss, Mirak? You genuinely believe that? Yeah, you genuinely believe that Anglin in any high-level football is a big miss? Well, he's going to be available for the next game, blood. And that's the problem, because we just proved to you with Whisper, when he goes up, Whisper is the best young player come out of Jamaica. Anglin is better than Jump. Ooh. Maybe Jump is younger. Jump is way younger. But Mirak, I can't jump and say that. I can't jump and say that Anglin is better than Jump. I think Jump is way more educated than Anglin. And I actually think his principles are better as a footballer today, blood. Even at his younger age. Even at his younger age, I actually think Jump is better than angling today. I am very sorry, Mira. So that overhyping on angling, maybe just selected because he was missing. Because he's going to be here. Jump is a higher ceiling, but not better today. Okay, well, I think he's better now. Because I saw he reads games and I saw angling plays and I'm not as impressed. But cover is better than angling. Martin, yes, cover is miles better than angling from day one, from the first time they plays. He's not. Okay, Guru said Jump is not better than angling. All right. All right. Don't worry yourself. All right. We're going to wait until the game. Guru, we're going to wait until the game plays. And then I want to hear the story makeup now because you guys said he's going to start. So we want to see him start. And we're going to compare both games and the performances of both players. So let's see. Mark Lambert, big up yourself. Thanks for being here. All right. Them also overhype angling. Him not good for high level. No, I don't think he's as high level as what people saying. At least not at the moment. All right. So Guru said Jump is not better than him already. All right. Well, Guru, we have a reason to watch the game and break down the game because you guys not give the little youth no credit. You guys don't give the little youth no credit, and when you say angling is the bet, the savior. So angling save them against big up yourself, Juras. Angling gonna save them against people. When they click this, them say angling gonna save them against NA Galaxy, all right? Or at least he's going to play better than Jump. I don't believe it. I think Jump is a talented young player. All right? And he reads the game way better than angling in my estimation. And I think he's one of the better young core players them coming through. We saw him in youth 17s, and he was one of the better young players in youth 17s. All right, he's a good player, and I think he's better than my boy. But yeah, that's just my take against yours. We're gonna wait until reality comes. When we see the game game should be around what, Wednesday, Thursday. All right, both Asians are better than angling. All right. Once Jump adjusted to the speed of Galaxy, he played well. It just took a little time in the first half. Well, Jason, they said I hate Jamaican local players. But the problem is, every time I identify talent, they seem to avoid it. And then those players showcase what I was saying. Jump is very good play, but angling is better at this point in time. Jump is the future of Jamaica football. Okay. So Guru, okay, at least that would not be Guru. He's giving Jump some credit, but he said angling is better than him today. All right, fair enough. Well, we are going to watch the next game to talk on that one. All right, let me see my battery because it ain't going up 40%. It's holding up. It's holding up. All right, so people, what you bad mind the local? Yeah, but I bad mind the local player Juras. But it's a local player I'm talking about. I'm just telling you which one is better. But I only bad mind local players, the ones them that they want to glorify. But even if I'm talking about a next local player, that one will never get the credit, we are married to the physical attributes, meaning the players is better. JD, Jump and Owl have bright future if they continue. All right. all right. So people, we're going to watch the game. And I can promise you again, Jump is going to show you that he's better blood. All right? So we have something to watch, people. So at least it's two Jamaican born player. So it's nothing to fight about. All right? So we're going to see blood. All right? So let's get it. All right? Man them say, he's the Rooney of JA. God damn. All right? So we proved that the 10 players them wasn't really a big problem at all. All right? So guys, how you look at it? Jump need more physical development. Jesus Christ. Oh Lord. What's up with Jamaicans and just big fast and right there. Big fast and right there. Whatever they achieve after, I don't know. But what's up with our talking on big fast then? We have Guru, we have never seen Jamaica being the biggest and the fastest. Our CFAS, oh, let me type in CFAS. CFAS go to 700 million club. And it doesn't matter how fast he is. He seems to can't win over any position, over any player in any league ever in history. You know why? Because they don't need to be fast. You don't need to be big, fast, strong. Stop this madness, man. Stop this man. What about reading the game? Football etiquette. Why we can't champion people? You know, it is because we said jump read the game well. You guys are, you need him physical development. Brother, if me can read the game, I don't need to go into the tackle, you know. I wonder if you realize that if me can read the game, I know where to be before all of the fandangos that will happen if I don't know what I'm doing on the field. That's our problem in our blood. Laugh out loud, the kid read the game. Yeah. Oh, God. Oh, I need heart. Okay, I need heart and pure physicality. Jesus, God. Physicality is a part of the game, JD. We have seen a lot of good players go to the EPL and yes, that is true. But the physicality that you are talking about, which Jamaica talking about, is not the physicality that we're talking about in England. It's not the same physicality. You are talking about bulldozery, if that's a word. All right? Dust Storm said you need to go and watch Jamaican youth and play. Dust Storm, I'm talking about a Jamaican youth, you know, that I watched played, and I'm impressed with the player. Jump is a Jamaican youth. So Dust Storm, are you listening to the conversation, or you're just listening to somebody telling you what to type? Yes, I am talking. I watch these players play. That's why I'm talking about how good which individual. But the problem is, Dust Storm, is they like a certain player with a certain attribute, which is never the players them that goes further, because they're trying to omit what actually makes football players better. Yes, you have to have physical sides to your play, but not just big and, oh, I can't move. To me tick, I'm fast, 100 meter. Nothing like that, blood. You just need to, your quick twitch muscle need to be working. You need to have good stamina level. Those are all physical traits. But you need to have brains. It's important. You need to know about the game as well. So that's why it's good to be under a coach that is qualified, because his teaching will come from the book. So you will obtain those knowledge from the book without even reading the book from coaching, because he plays them, his sets that he's going to run. You have to do it, and you have to remember that sets over and over. So you become, that's why a lot of footballers become coach. You can see that they're going to become a coach before they even took up a coaching badges. Because of how they read the game. It's not just them. It's their ability to learn, but also the coaching ability to pass the information to him. You understand me? So this, yeah man, you need to be physical. You can't tell me the last big, strong Jamaican player, maybe Rudolph Aston was the last big, strong Jamaican player that reached anywhere in football. And because he played the one position that at the time that need more physicality than football education. That's the only reason why maybe he got that nod. Because today's DMs are slightly different. They can tackle, they can be physical, but their ability to retain the football and thread lines is more essential today. Rodgers' physicality is not the most important thing. It's about threading the lines and linking the plays and be the continuity of the program. So a bigger difference on DMs today than what was DMs 10, 15 years ago, blood. All right? So this, you have to be physical. You guys are going to let, you have a tiny Bailey, yeah, tiny Bailey in the youth 15s. We're playing Puerto Rico. And Puerto Rico would have passed ball around Jamaica the whole damn time. The only link-up player that was good was Tiny Bailey. I like how Tiny Bailey moved the ball around and stuff. But because the big 7-foot guy that's playing against 2-foot players scored the goals, nobody not realizing that it took all the technical abilities to get him the ball. Because if he was the one to get the ball and run past 9 players, he couldn't do it. And as soon as those players age down, so when I said age down, means that the gap of size and physical traits shrinks, they just fade away. Because now we can't say Whisper bigger than anybody in the championship. Because even the smallest person that he's bigger than is fill out in his body. So his twitch muscles are on the same decibels running just like him. So that's why he can't run past anybody. Because his stamina level is lower than them. His IQ might be lower than them as well. You understand? All of those things are essential, blood. That's why it's good to learn it from early. So you can work on all of your tools them. So when you come to this black road, you say, all right, you want B, A, C, D, you give it to them. You understand me? So that was the point, big bosses. So when I'm talking, this has no hatred. It's just all come from just natural sense of the game, you know? I saw we are done in a football every day. No, well, match day. You have to understand that our culture is slightly tied to the more macho culture, which we're aggressive. Aggression is in our culture. So aggression and physicality is almost head and head. So what I'm saying, our culture ties to all of the things that we love. So aggression, physicality will always be the first choice. Because remember, if we want to lick down somebody, if we want to fight, we want to be physical, aggressive, all of those things are the same thing. I never expect, because the man that's fighting not going to stop and read a book, or not going to plan out, oh, he's going to move A foot and B foot before. No, he's going to be more brainless going in to kill the person. You get me? It's sad, but it's a true statement, all right? Yes, it's still, and that's why even when I was talking about you have to live the life that you play and feel. And I said it's essential. And that's why I love the academies bringing up these kids. Because what they're doing, they are making them see a different life. When I saw what Kingston Academy doing, they are making these kids see a different life from what Jamaica, the stereotypical Jamaica is. What Mount Pleasant doing is a different life. So when Mount Pleasant will truly be good is the next 10 years when all of those kids can come through the academy and the schooling when they don't go through none of the normal typical Jamaican lifestyle. You understand me? Then those kids are going to be coming and playing exactly to the book. And then you're going to wonder if that's a Jamaican team. Because you're tying Jamaican teams to the typical stereotype. When these guys are coming to play out of a factory of football. So they're playing to the book because they're living to the book. You understand me? So that's why I've always respect Mount Pleasant and trying to send the kids into school and all of those things. You get me? So, yeah, I understand what is trending in the country and fully done and all sorts of foolishness. But you still have people that's sensible, trying to put the right marks in place. And I think Mount Pleasant is doing an incredible job. And that's why I wanted them to do well against LA Galaxy. So really and truly, a commenter never even listened to my video because I said I praise Mount Pleasant so much. I wanted them to do so well. But they were the worst performer out of all the other teams because they should have gotten 15 in that game, 10 to 15 goals in one game. The other guys then got 12 to 14 over 2 games. And they should have gotten maybe 10 and maybe less big chances created on them. But I want to say that Mount Pleasant was the worst performing one. So that's all I said. I never diminished Mount Pleasant. I wanted them to do better. And I do believe that they can do better. But to say that they would be better than LA Galaxy as a team, that would say that they have already reached where I think that they are going to reach in 10 years' time. You know, so sad to burst your bubble, my brother. I don't think they're on the same level as LA Galaxy, in my opinion. I can't believe they let LA get no, but if we have honestly watched football over the years, Daniel, how you doing, man? Massive respect, Daniel, man. Big up, big up. Over the years, if you have watched football, over the years in the region, is the problem is this is the biggest problem we have in this YouTube space. You see, because most of us, maybe now you saw Jay Saguna, like Jay Saguna pretty much is the offspring of what I do. So he does, and I think he does even more than me because he did. I saw him doing EPL. So the problem is most of us don't really watch any football aside from just Jamaican football. Period. They don't watch MLS, nothing at all. You understand me? So they don't really track how far better these teams are than the Caribbean teams. I think even the worst team in the MLS will still come in this competition and batter every team from the Caribbean. The worst team. Just like how they can pick the worst USA team. Because I saw them just pick a USA pickup team and come and beat Jamaica teams. Beat 80 teams. Beat the teams in our region. Because the worst performing team is by statistics. They have all been checked. So they are just the worst in the table of American quality. But that has nothing to do with the Concacaf, the Caribbean region. So when they come here, they know that they are better than everybody in our region. So they have enough talent to spread right across and still be better than our region. Our region need a lot of work to do to catch up with them. A lot. And people that's in America can attest to that. I think the talents are night and day between America, Jamaica, Haiti, and all of these other countries in the Caribbean. They are nowhere near to America. America is much more closer to Europe level. I don't think they are on Europe level, you know, but they are much more to Europe level than anybody else. I would say that Mexico still, you know, but Mexico is closer to the Spanish, the Portuguese, and the technical side level. JD, most Jamaican don't know about technical. Even Alvas Paul say that Jamaicans don't know football. I watched that video, yeah. Talk about the MLS, Tavan Gray playing and scoring, and some man. Yeah, but I've always said Tavan Gray just came into a Jamaican team that is terrible, terrible coached, terrible system, and then people don't go and watch him play football after. But I always said Tavan Gray is one of the better right backs them Jamaica have. And one of the better technical players them Jamaica have. I've always said that. Go back on even my last game when I was picking, when I picked him and people push back. So they do push back, J-Ross. They do push back. JD, didn't the MLS teams compete with European teams? They didn't look out of place. Yeah, every time. But sometimes some games, the bigger teams will blow them away. And then people will use that and say, you see, MLS teams are not on the level. But no. Majority of MLS teams fight hard with Scottish teams, can go toe-to-toe with championship teams, lower level Premier League teams, even on some good days, the higher level Premier League teams as well. So they're not bad, man. Remember, you know, guys, United States in the last World Cup, you know, had one of the better mileage covers, you know. They're one of the most they sustain the most kilometers in the entire tournament, you know. So at least they know that they have the stamina level up to the worldwide standard. They can match that, and they have education and they have technical players as well. Obviously, maybe the talent ain't on that superior level to match with the other guys them, so that's why they can get wiped out in a quarterfinals or just you know, those things can happen to them. But they are above our level, man. I don't think we should be looking down on no US team or US league and act like Jamaica on even 10% of USA level. You get me? Not even 10% Jamaica in that on. and not just Jamaica. The entire Caribbean not on 10% of the USA level. They are really spending a lot of money, and people have to pay a lot of money for their kids to actually get into those academies. A lot of money. So it costs a lot of money, but they are doing things, people. They are doing things. But yep, so we have that game to do, people. We have the roster, because let me tell you when the Jamaica game will be coming. All right. Let me tell you when the Jamaica game will be coming, and then we can finish up. So we still got we got the time, you know, we got the time. So the 27th of this month, the game will be coming. JD, as a Mount Pleasant fan, I think you're right. Even Tapa spoke about the concentration levels. In football, most goals score near to the end. All right. Danny Jed, big up yourself. Danny Jed, reminder. Danny Jed, I'm here for what, 7 years now? Yeah, around 6-7 years. Or maybe a little bit above that, because 2019 we were fully into it. So around 2018, 2017, so around 8 years then. Put it 8 years, 8 years, 9 years then. The more we talk, it's gonna go more years. So we're here for a long time, Danny Dread. And I'm telling you, blood, the only thing Jamaica do when it come on to levels of United States, we only can come and say we compete with them. In any level of football, any time in the last 9 years, Danny Dread. One game out of every game we played in the last 9 years. Or we can say 2, because we can put the game that we drew 1-1 and Damian Lowe scored a goal and they said it's not a goal. So we can put 2 games in 9 years in all level competition. Every level competition in 9 years. The best thing we can say, we competed with them. And it's in 2 games. The one that Greg Lee scored the header in America, and we hold on for 900 million years defending. Alpha with T to defend, and that was not competitive. That was not competitive. That was an onslaught, and we were asking for Jesus to help us over the line. So even those games that we're saying is competitive are onslaughts. You understand me? JD, no MLS team can compete with any top Premier League team, not even the worst and the worst day. So Richard Green, because the MLS team are better Jamaican teams and the Caribbean. Yeah, beat up the no man. Let me check when last day. No man, they've oh, we can't put Tottenham in the team, because Tottenham is just a scrub team, yeah, man. So people, this story and that's back to people like CC. Nobody not saying that they were born better than Jamaica. Nobody not saying they are born better than Jamaica. But because of their football education that they have and the money with them spend on these players, they are pumping out so much players that the only thing we can ask for is Jesus Christ when we play in our American team. We just played them in U20s. How much you get in U20s? Let me see. How much you get from them in the U20s? Let me check. We just played them because we were hype on that day, saying we're going to bust them up on. We're going to bust them up on. We're going to batter them. You know, let me check how much you get from them in that U20 game. I think we're USA, because that was a beating, man. We got a beating from them that was revolutionary blood. I saw people soul leave them body in that watch along. Hold on, people. Hold on. Let me try find it. What? U20. So I'm telling you, blood. And in the U15s, we got like 10 from them are 10, 14, 7. So in total, we consider around 102 goals from United States in 9 years. And I think we score back 2 to 4 goals. 102 goals to 2 to 4 in 9 years. All competitions we play in United States. 100 plus goals. And I'm gonna put down all of the results I'm gonna give you. 100 plus goals, to around 4 in total in all competition in 9 years. Danny Jed. 100 to 4 goals in all competition. And we are competing with these people. And we are going to only use the national team. Because if we use the MLS teams, it's going to rack it up to 200 goals easy. Because every time they play us, we get 6. Every time they play us, we get 6. So every meeting, and Mount Pleasant already get 3. So they have 3 more to get in the next leg. 3 more at least to get in the next leg. That's how it works. So let me tell you people. So we are the facts here. Because we stay on the facts in the blood. All right. So against United States... we lose 5-0 against Honduras. Jesus Christ. All right, so this is the U20. 9 we got, people. 9 we got. So out of the 100, we got almost 10% in one game. And then we got 10 from again in our next youth competition. And then we got 9. So in 3 games, we got almost 30. So almost 30% of the 100 wipe out in 3 games. So I promise you it passes 100. And we only get 4 goals that I can remember. 4 goals. So Richard Green, we are not competing with these people. All right? Billy say, I watch their soul. Yes. The soul of the viewers left them body because they're always on ego time. So they only come to brag. But when I'm watching it and I'm saying, look how we set our kids out there to get slaughtered by this team, man, And that's when people start to agree. I think me and J. Ross, I think Jason was here as well. Drew Ross was here. Martin was here. All of the day one, Michael Sadler was here as well. Yeah, man, they slaughter us, man. So this story of we ain't competing with nobody, blood. We're competing with the Caribbean, but we are already Caribbean kings, according to ourselves. So I don't think that would be classed as improvement, I think we have to just wait our time, wait our turn, get the infrastructure ready. Then we'll wait and 10, 12 years, we're going to still have good players throughout that time. But in that 10, 15 years, that's when you're going to see the true talents and start to come through. And we don't know where United States will be at that time. We don't know where the MLS might be at that time because we might step up a gear and then MLS starts being good as Premier League. So you know that if MLS starts to be good as Premier League, it's over, blood. It's over. Because if we get as good as MLS, young talents, them MLS 2 in the next 10 years, and they get as good as the EPL and Spain League. Boy, oh boy. Anybody that got life behind by that time, pure 15 and 25 and 35, they're picking up by any squad. The signs were there, but people didn't want JD, which is more important, athleticism or footballing intelligence? Because if it was to choose, I would choose intelligence, but a mixture of both is always best. Read, yes, a mixture of both is always best. But if I can have 100% footballing intelligence and 0 athleticism, I think I can use, you know what? I have seen more people turn world level players with 0% athleticism and 5 billion % football intelligence, because all of these my boy, look at my boy, period of them, those guys will never move. Those guys will never. We can name out 5,000 players that never move. But Madrid, them, look, the way them control football, they don't move. So then, they are so great. Raji big, so we can't use Raji because he's big. So people will say that he has muscles. But I think I've seen more world level players that rely on intelligence. Look at Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva, it's just pure footballing intelligence he used to play football. You know? Messi just used full footballing intelligence and play football. Obviously, we could say that Messi has 30% athleticism, 30%. And it makes him the greatest footballer ever. Some would say he's not, but it makes him among the greatest footballer ever. So that tells me with 100% footballing IQ and 30% physicality or athleticism, you become the greatest player. So that, and on the next side, I have never heard a player that run up and down, bulldoze everyone, being considered as the great. I have never heard that. Pele was very intelligent. Footballing IQ, looking through his head back. Zidane, he plays football through his head back. David Silva plays football through his head back. Santi Cazorla then play football through his head back. Tevez then play football through his head back. Xavi, Iniesta play football through their head back. Intelligence is way more important than physicality and athleticism in football. I am very sorry, blood. All right? Modric, everyone. Gareth Bale was very good. Look, when it comes on to peak athleticism, I don't think you can find an next perfect specimen of a human being like Gareth Bale. I think Gareth Bale matched perfection on athleticism because his strength mixed with the speed. And also, he has technical ability. So, Bale was the best version of athleticism you could have ever found. You can say Roberto Carlos, but Bale was just different because Bale was faster than Roberto Carlos and overall body strength stronger than Roberto Carlos. And his overall techniques was actually even different as well. But and he reaches the pinnacle of football, and he was intelligent as well. Don't get me wrong, he was intelligent, but intelligence wasn't the highest part of Bale's game, and nobody ever talk about him being the GOAT. You could see that Ronaldo was thinking a lot more. Some would say that he's more selfish, but that is irrelevant to the conversation. He was thinking a lot more than Bale, because Bale was stronger, faster than him. And to be honest, more physically imposing than Ronaldo. Bale was something else in the blood. You understand me? But Ronaldo was just different because he still had brain. He used his skill set, timing, footballing intelligence to get into those leaping jumps to get the advantage. He used more of footballing education as well. And he's amongst the GOATs. You know, so I honestly believe that footballing intelligence is more important than athleticism. I honestly believe that. Because, sadly to say, if it was athleticism, Jamaica would have been very good at football. Nigeria would have been the best team in the world. Ghana would have been the best team in the world. And who is the best team in the world? Spain. How much athletic ability Spain has? Zero. How much brain cells they have by the amount of technical metrics they completed per game? 1 billion, blood. 1 billion. So, ironic. So the facts is there, you know. You see, sometimes thank you, Girlz. Ozil was Bergkamp and Ozil was two Nostradamus type player. Those players, you know, and both of them play for Arsenal. Oh, God. Oh, I should. Girlz, set me up, star. Let me give Arsenal credit. Oh, my God. And then the one Jason and him friend them run coming and chat now because I'm here credit for Arsenal. Yeah, so Cephas is the biggest example. He has the attribute but lacks the intelligence. Nasri was good as well. Nasri played for Manchester City too as well, and he won everything when he came to Manchester City. Not Arsenal. Yeah, so Nasri was a better example, you know. Nasri was a better example, yeah. my boy, we would say that he was technical as well. So people, the proof is right there, but we seems to never want to follow the proof. And intelligence is way more important than physicality. I'm very sorry, people. And I want to tell you, blood. I want to tell you, blood. In life, intelligence is more important than physicality. I am very sorry, blood. Intelligence is more important than physics. You know why? Because I can be intelligent enough to create the robot and then replicate your physicality. What is happening in life today? It's the nerds that doesn't have any physicality about them, or athleticism as what we want to use about them. They are the ones out there creating the robots to just wipe out the big, strong Johnny Bravos of the world. see, people, you see. Dust Storm, please rewrite Garrett Bale name. Because football intelligence correlates with the top 5 teams in the world. Yes, Reed. Yes. So it doesn't matter how you want to look at it. Reading the game and being smart enough to counter people stinking is always essential. So if we're going to take that out and we can bulldoze our way, we're going to stay in the dream and pump iron until iron exists. So we are going to walk until we can't move, and then the sensible guy just walk around us because muscle coming through our eyeballs. so you can't be too physical because you have a thing called physics. Girls them classify. We as nerds in school. Look at me now. Oh God, Mr. J. You can't teach football intelligence. Either you have it or no. That is not true, Neil Golson. Football intelligence is still tied to your ability to adapt to things. It ties to your natural intelligence to learn as well. Because that's why you have qualified coach to teach you something. And if you're intelligent enough to adapt to things and you're interested in things, you can learn. And you have to replicate them back again on the field. So that takes natural intelligence to do that. So JD, you are saying intelligence is more important than speed? So Golson, you can't say that, man. Michael, yes. Oh, yeah, man. So how do you get football intelligence? No, Neil was the thing that you just born being but it is still taught, JD. Yes, but my point is, Mr. Dre, you can still go and learn football. Obviously, when you're talented at football, it makes it easier. So I think that's where Neil Golson gets it wrong. When a man talented and is intelligent with the talent, he gets to become either a coach or a master of football. And those are the ones that reach to the level of the greatest footballers. What's holding our Jamaica team back is Jamaica holding our Jamaica team back. Because it doesn't matter if we go overseas, what we do is stuck on the lack of intelligence. And hear me out. Let me finish. Hear me out. So what happened now? We go for everybody that's qualified and intelligent to play the sport. Then we hire a man that is qualified and intelligent to teach the sport. But what we do now, Neil, we put all crossroads in the road. Oh, we need to put 7 men that we don't know no football, is not intelligent enough to play football, to hire a coach that doesn't know football, not intelligent enough to coach football, to slap on to the people them. And what we have to do, we have to take out, we can't make the full project of everybody that is intelligent to get the best support. What we want to do, we want to make it become a one thing. So even when it can't happen, we have to force it to happen. So now you have to have Kaim Dixon on the field, Whisper on the field, because 7 Jamaicans and the whole of Jamaica screaming on them to go on the field. So it's not about the coach come with him game plan and say, these are the players to get me the result, and I can just pick everybody that's playing in the English Premier League and give them one piece of paper. You know what Whisper did when Merrion Gardner tried giving him the paper? If you watch the game, tell me what happened. And this is why Jamaica no good at football, Neil. Whisper fan off the man when he give him the paper. In the game where Jamaica will qualify for the World Cup. So you see it now? He wouldn't have made any other team in the world because he doesn't have enough football in him to make a team. No, people would have assisted him more. And clearly with that attitude, he can't make it nowhere aside out of his house in a real society. You understand me? So that's the difference, Neil. That's the difference between success and failure. The attitude and the corruption. So if you force those things in a way and, Jamaica people have to see who they want on the field to qualify. No, that's how we can qualify. Curaçao never need to see who they on the field. Nobody know the Curaçao play them. You know what? Them qualify. Nobody know the Asian play them. Bar 2. Them qualify. Nobody know the Suriname play them. In no time, they are on the same level as Jamaica. So everybody are qualify and a uplift because they give full autonomy to do their job. So you can't blame anybody who put people in a position. If people block the people from doing their damn job, it's going to be hard. But you can look at all the other places them. So Jamaica not an excuse anymore, you know. The foreign players, they make nothing now work. It's a JFF make nothing now work. Because the JFF love sweets. They want a full stadium because they believe that if Whisper and the Jungle 10 not up on the field, if the Jungle 10 not up on the field, the National Stadium now go full. So you know what me want? Me want the Jungle sends them up on the field. And then Jamaica make it. Because Curaçao sends them up on the field. And Curaçao sends them on the bench. They make it to the World Cup. And that's why I could have came here out of everybody and said, I don't know what I want to believe to think that Una does whitewash Curaçao. Oh, that makes sense. These guys are football players. And you prove that they prove that they have a lot of better traits than you guys. And they welcome them people. They love these people. So they're fighting for something. We sell narratives like we don't like these players. So what should they fight for? When they are getting disrespected by the people and picking them, and the public watching them, disrespecting them just the same. So what is there for them to fight for? So that's why Jamaica can't be good at football. Because we being Jamaican is the problem. So we hate on the same people that's trying to help us, because in our soul, we think that we're better than the people without even treading the roads of the people. So that's why you have people like CC just make up stories, say we can just bond being better than the next man and we're doing it for 50 years. As long as you have people like that, Jamaica will never reach nowhere in football. I can promise you that. You can mark it right here. As long as you have people and attitude like that, Jamaica will never reach nowhere in football. Because you have to beat somebody else to reach somewhere in football. And Curaçao already surpassed us. Suriname already surpassed us as well. They already, you know what? Because they welcome the people. We saw people hugging up the people, man, loving the people, them. You know what we do? We are on the internet talking about, yo, how them bugger English rejects, yeah. You come out with team. I know, what up, boys, them team. What up, boys, them team. We could lose to the whole of players, them. We don't have no humbleness in our blood. We don't have no respect in our blood. As long as we can love the players them, exactly as how the other nations them love and hug up them players them, we have nowhere going with football. We can keep on scamming football, trying to sell 3 players to come back 3 year later, to come and tell you how them rob the club money and them stuff there, because we do that on the internet, you know. Because I'm watching an interview and I saw a lot of you guys in the comment section, here a man actively telling people that him robbed the club money because he was injured and he knew him never gonna stay the next year. So he just stay injured and take a piece of food. And the interviewer a laugh and the people in the chat a laugh. So the type of people we are is just wrong for success at this moment in football. We have to love football. They always said don't take away from football what you're not willing to give. And I don't think Jamaica willing to give nothing in football. They just want to take. And that can't make Jamaica good at football. No day. Anybody inside Jamaica that will be good at football, Mount Pleasant, you realize they are spending more money in football than what they're recouping. That's why they're the best, because their heart are actually in it. The rest of Jamaica have to put them heart inside football and love it more than the benefits that come with football. That's the only way I think Jamaica will be good at football, because the opposition is doing that. You understand me? Yes, so we have to. Yes, Mr. Dre. I'm hoping that we can the people. I hope this video can just go further. At least that clip. Tell the people to start love the people. Just love football, man. Love the people that's actually coming and fight for us, man. You understand me? Every other people, I hug up them players them way before them qualify. So don't use it and say, oh, when Curacao qualify, they love the players them way before. JD, Jamaica is a track and field country. I understand what you're saying here, man, but I don't think we are a track and field country. I think it's because we are win. We are an egotistic country and we want things to brag on. Because if the track and field, when Asavapoil don't win, we diss Asavapoil every day. So I don't think we are no track and field country. We are just a braggadocious, egotistic set of people. That's what I believe. You know why? Every time one of our athletes don't win something, we diss them. So I believe that we are a brag egotistic set of people than a track and field country, because we are very good at football. We are very good at track and field, I should say. So that's why we just stick on to track and field, because we can brag on that. Everyone, Asava Powell, our next girl, what's her name? I saw them disrespect her. Ilian as well. I saw them disrespect Ilian. I'm just picking some other people that feels at times and see how we deal with them in a track and field. Everybody that feels or comes second, as if one of our Jamaicans them come first, the next one have to come second. It's only one first existing, man. It's not 2 firsts, man. You and Blake, everyone in them deal with very bad. So Jamaica only reserve for the best. We only reserve for the best. That's it. The best person, everybody else with disrespect. At least Asava Powell come like a god in Belgium. The amount of box mere people promised Asava Powell in Jamaica. In our 2006 Olympics, something like that, I was watching. And the guy maybe pull up again and never win. Brother, the amount of gunshot and box and thump. And remember, that man is the most consistent running under 10 seconds ever in the history of running. And the amount of box and gunshot I was in Jamaica and hear people promise that man. You can't tell me them love track and field. They like winning and bragging. Not track and field. I'm not asking you. Because I've been around long enough to see what type of people they are. And that is the problem. And lovely that we have enough people seeing like ourselves that can just love people, have more love about ourselves, to love the individual rather than just what comes with individual. We can't do people like this. When we hear some of them athletes that speak, they really don't appreciate the fans them. I heard Asava Paul giving the advice to young people. You know what he said? Run for yourself, not Jamaica. So if he thought that Jamaica like track and field, would he not say run for Jamaica? Because the man said when you're down and out, nobody not looking at you. The people them will disrespect you, maybe even kill you. I know he's not lying. You know why? Because I saw it when he was running in the Olympics. So people, I don't think we love track and field, blood. We just can brag on track and field because we're very fast and we work on our craft to be one of the best track and field countries in the world. You know, he's well respected in Jamaica. He's well respected in Jamaica. People just act different on social media. Okay. I do not agree with what he said. No, but he said that publicly, you know. You can go and look for that clip and Jamaica, the news was trying to fight the man, you know. When the man had to give him experience, you know. And the news, up to the news. Oh, and then Oral Trace and them man, they jump on the youth back and start disrespect him again. You understand me? Because of the disrespect why the man give that statement, you know. Then Oral Trace and the whole of them jump on the man again. And look here, when Jamaica had the hurricane and everything, Asava Powell was one of the first man I helped the whole of Jamaica. And I call everybody to help the whole of Jamaica. So you can't say the man never loved Jamaica. The man just try to protect other people mental health, because maybe he could have withstand that problem and not kill himself based on how Jamaica people treat the man. So he don't want anybody that's weaker go through that and ending up harming themselves. So it's a different thing. You know? No, well, I would say that Jamaica love tracks than football. That might be true. But you cannot refute the actual other part that we're talking about. It is when we actually got the success in track and field, then we start steer to that mainly because we can brag about it. That's all I'm saying, blood. All right? You know I'm not the biggest track man, so I have to just go to my history of what I'm watching. And I'm just saying that based off my experience, I would believe that they don't really love track and field. It's more of what comes with the track and field, which is a success. That's what they're really on. Because when they're cursing the guys that came from England, Nick, it's solely because Jamaica never won. Because if Jamaica had won and qualified, they would have been bragging and never remembered exactly where the players them came from. You understand me? Yes, because you know what happened? It happened already, 1998. When they brought in the guys them that came and scored almost every goal to qualify Jamaica from a dead position. Everybody went out, including myself, to the National Stadium, walk from Walton Park Road to the National Stadium with our friends them and walk. And nobody remember that Dean Burton was a English-born player. And believe me, he brought full hope to the entire country. You understand me? Yes. So it happened before, Nick. It happened before. So we know that they never remembered where these guys were born, including myself. But I wasn't old to even start thinking like these people. And, you need Walter Boy. No. Let me give you a history. They were fighting Walter Boy to make back the team, Nick. So, Nick, if you're not old like me, Nick, let me give you... Yes, I was watching the game. No, I was watching the scoreline, not the game. Before the game. Walter Boyd at the time did something and the coach wanted to instill principle. People give me all different stories how it go. And they blocked the stadium and almost want to stop Jamaica from qualifying because they don't even want people train. If he's not going into the team, we're not freeing up the gate. We're not freeing up the road. The stadium block. So Nick, a long time them foolish things to happen. All right? So Nick, you can have the so-called English players that are really Jamaican. Take them back. Okay, I don't understand what you're saying, ball. Politics that JD. No, the coach came out and told him why he never wanted him in the team. People in Jamaica tell me all sorts of different things. They go as far as to talk as the man there with him daughter and all sorts of foolishness. The man never said that. The man stated why the reason he never wanted him in the team. No, I just repeated it uptown, so I heard what you guys heard as well. But I don't believe that was the case. I don't believe that was the case. I think the team was better without Walter Boyd in it. I said it before, and I said it after. The team was better without Walter Boyd in it. I'm very sorry, blood. I am very sorry. All right. Then hear Powell say if it comes down to it, he would advise his son to choose Canada instead of Jamaica. Jay-Z, see it? People. So you're so fast they jump on because they just want to believe Walter Boyd. Yo, dog, I threw me down with the boys, the boy daughter. That's the reason why the boy fight against me. when they're not realizing that the team actually win without Boyd in the team. So you know what? I don't know if you remember that game. And this is why I know that these people are lost people, guys. And you need to check these things, One day I heard a man bragging, yo, dog, the wicked piece of goal Walter Boyd scored, And that one for Jamaica. This is what the man tell me, people. Better you couldn't tell me the scoreline of that game. But Girlz, that is the facts, the games them playing and the stats is there, So Girlz, hear this bragging, Mine can't come back to Jamaica. Listen to me, no man. Bro. Somebody said 6-1 was the game. So that was one of Jamaica's worst damn performance. And they are out you're bragging. See the big ball a score. Big goal. A 6 Mexico give Jamaica. And Walter Boyd scored one of his only goals then. So, you see the madness. So people, you see the madness. Remember, say people did say Maggie are the best midfielder ever. So you see people. So I don't know people. That's why I'm glad that I'm old enough to actually be around in those times. Brother, 6 we get. And when we are win games, man, I tough at them face. I'm to start the white boy. I'm to your dog. I want to put white boy upon the field, dog. And the business of him must score. And then we get 6. And you celebrate. People, our brains need to be studied. It can't be real. If I never witnessed these things, I couldn't believe that it's real. We get 6, and because Walter Boyd was like whisper today. Because Jamaica always have one of these players that I would class as the fans' favorite. So Jamaica will win every game and Whisper not get in a game. And then Whisper play a game and we get 6 and him score 1. And him say, yeah man, you saw the dog, bust the net. And I remember, so we get 6, yeah? That's why he couldn't start in any World Cup game. But Boston, if you go back and watch the games, you're gonna realize what the coach said. Everything was correct, So that's why when we're here talking football, that's why when we're here talking football, you don't think that we're 18 and people. You get me? I have been here around with all the hyper players them in all decade. for the last 4 decades. And we always produce one of those players that we have better option than, But they are the fan favorite in Jamaica. So they have to make the team regardless of whatever sense should be included. Yes, so we have to win in spite of those players on the Jamaica team. Because at that time, we have Ricardo Gardner. Ricardo Gardner was maybe the best prodigy you have ever come out of Jamaica. And I still believe that Ricardo Gardner is the best prodigy ever come out of Jamaica. But you know what was wrong with Ricardo Gardner? He spoke a little bit better than Patois. He was not so tied, even though he was playing and close to the Slipen Road, which are Woolmers, and he comes from Harborview. He never had the ghetto, garrison, bad man, gangsterism in him. And I think that's what hold him back in Jamaica. He never had the gangsterism in him. You ever realize that, people? Because Ricardo Gardner is one of the best product ever to, one of the brightest footballer came out of Jamaica. I think he's the brightest footballer come out of Jamaica, period. Because he's the only one that I saw went up to a high level and sustained the same quality. The only player came out of Jamaica. The only goddamn player. But because he never had that gangsterism, badmanism to him, well, so the players them were built that way. What we can do to change them? I think what we need to do is start championing the right players them, so we get incentive to be the Ricardo Gardners than the Walter Boyds. Because we champion the bad man them in our country too much, so it's easy for the gangsterism style to be adaptive, easier. But if you drum towards the smart looking player, the players that may try to do everything decent and actually learn. If we start reward those players, yes, David, if we reward those players, because Jamaica have been rewarding the wrong players, them every era you talk about one of these players, I can find a better version of the same player that gets shunned aside because of his maybe calmer demeanor. You get me? So those are the things that need to improve. This would be a good show, That's a good topic to have, Over the last decade, what's stopping these players from truly being transcendent athletes in football? And we need to go back to like 40, 50 years. No, we can go to the 80s with Lindy De La Pena and him. Because Lindy De La Pena, I have a video of him saying that Jamaican players makes too much excuse. And if you make too much excuse, you're not actually identifying the problem. So there's no room to grow. And Lindy De La Pena is a Nostradamus character, because you know what? We're saying the same thing today in 2026. I played the video on my stream before. So that means from 80 when we were playing the English team, Jamaicans making excuses without actually just telling you, all right, I'm not good as these guys, What I need to do to be as good as these guys. You get me? So Lindy De La Pena said that in 86 to 88. That's what he said. And we are in 2026 trying to replicate the same thing that he said. So you're telling me that we have improvement? I care to say, I would say that is the opposite. Coach is too Billy. Yeah. But I'm just saying that Lindy De La Pena was one of the best product of ever in Jamaica. And that's what he had to say in 86. And I had played it on my stream. I will look at my brother would have sent it to me, send it back to me again. Because you might have it in your phone. Send it back to me so I can play it for the first fresh viewers to get it. Ego won't allow these guys to be honest and say they need to keep working. No, Conrad, it can't be so tough, man. We just need to know the truth, Because I'm telling you, the other day, Mr. CC, the man sent me the clip of CC talk, brother. I was so sad for CC. I'm saying, Jano Star, you're trying to tell me that 10 more years and CC will not understand one sentence. And if you ask him if he's capable of comprehending, he's going to say yes. The greatest comprehension he has in the world. And it's 5 years where you're struggling for the man to understand one sentence. And he goes everywhere and harbor the same unnecessary strife on people the statement that was made before, he never understood what nobody said. And he continued with that for 5 years. You know? JD, you realize the most successful Jamaican born players that go overseas were intelligent individual. But that's what I'm saying, Neil. That's why I'm trying to tie intelligence to it as well. All right? Because sometimes we try to avoid it, but it's the truth, man. Detonation. Oh, you do, man? Massive respect. We're people. So our time to run, Ghetto mentality is what some of these players bring to the camp. All right? Big up, big up. I'll read the previous comment and then we are done out here. All right, so we have JD. Notice the overseas coach say that when they were looking at Jamaican players, but then they made the decision after speaking to Gardner, coach on his attitude, image. Imagine if I did boy the coach they called. God. All right, so people, see a lot of people bashing Butler, but I admire the work input with Bailey. Yeah, I think Butler's still trying, but I think Butler exaggerate a lot, and that's why people kind of push back on him, including myself, and he did some things that is definitely just wrong, flat out wrong, Yeah, but I understand where you're coming from, and I'm hoping the best that he can get some more kids out, just like Kingston Academy. All right, so guys, Kingston Academy should be coming here for the end of the month. So I'm gonna try and make 2 of the dates them. I'm gonna ask them if I can bring my camera and everything. So I will do the recording. So I will see some of the players them that we saw in the World Cup qualifiers. So we can see them in a different environment and see how good they are and all of them stuff there. All right. So that's gonna be my next thing I'm gonna do. But we have come to the end. The phone. Let me see how much battery life. 30%. It's on. So we did calculate it good. 30%. Yeah, guys, remember to smash the like button, share, and subscribe. We have not hit 100 as yet, but I know that the format is different. You have to double tap the screen in this format to like the video. But I think we love the reasoning because at least at all of the points we get to hit. Yes, and what we're saying, nobody here hating on no format of Jamaica or Jamaicans. We're just saying that we need better because we are competing with other people, not ourselves. That is the conclusion of this video. We are competing with other people, not ourselves. So we can brag when we play ourselves, but we have to upgrade ourselves to play others. Hence why we're not in the World Cup. And if we continue with that, we surely can't go to the World Cup because we are going to have a bigger hurdle to face than anything that we would have faced in this World Cup qualifiers so far. All right, so hope and all the best to the Jamaica team and the Jamaica staff and the Jamaica players. Yep, and hopefully the best people for the kids can actually get the notoriety that they deserve, so that can be the trending thing. So more kids go to those people that's doing the best for the kids. All right, so take care, my people. Stay safe, and we will be back maybe in a few days. All right, bye-bye.